Finding your talent. Through the adolescent stages, many of us struggle to really find ourselves. We want to establish an identity so that we have either approval of others or social acceptance, so that we feel comfortable and at peace with the self. And I mean, we go outside ourselves so much to please others and to try to fit in a community or organization or a group or even a club. And we want to fill that void within ourselves. We want to fill that missing puzzle piece. And we think that we found it, but we truly haven't found it because we're going outside ourselves and we're seeking approval by others who really don't have your best interests at heart. So I mean, this just could be discovering your talent. And I mean, intuitively, we are at peace with the self. I mean, through the early childhood stages, we're at peace and we're really expressing how we feel a lot of the time. But I mean, through state funded or private funded education, the self is scattered and is shattered about, and they groom you into what they want you to become. And that's pretty much to be thoughtless and to be like everything else or everyone else, and not to really be creative because they don't want that. They want to take that art away from you, and that's the key. Take the art from them early on, so that way they're not really manifesting their thoughts. They're manifesting our thoughts, our ulterior motives. So you then go through high school or post high school, i.e., college, and you have such a reduction of the self and it's so scattered that you're operating out of the characteristics of the person, which are really you're engendered with those type of attitudes and sentiments based upon what they give you. So you're not really yourself anymore. So I mean, their thoughts aren't even your thoughts; they're someone else's thoughts, and you're manifesting through that because you're a conduit. So these thoughts can be pretty much linked to instruments. You know, ideas are nothing more than instruments. They serve as guides of actions that, and their success is dependent upon what was that action worth? What was it actually expressing? And that's related to the idea of instrumentalism. And I mean, that's what they truly are, guides of action. And within our minds we have a hodgepodge of different thoughts or different instruments. A lot of us play instruments that we should not play. You know, that's just playing roles or being a person that really know you shouldn't be, but you want to have social acceptance. So we play instruments that we shouldn't play, that's not really attuned to our being. And when we play those instruments, we're out of sync with the self. So I mean, if you're continuously being out of sync with the self, then you're only it's all a foist at this point, and it's a false pretense to being not being yourself. You're only accepting the illusion, so you're delusional at that point. But I mean, from just the instrumental aspect, if you break down instruments, ment once again being the mind, that Latin root meaning mind, and then instruct meaning to either to teach or you can say express. So expressing your ment, so expressing yourself. So that's what an instrument truly is. You are the instrument. Your thoughts are instruments, and you have to pick the right one for how do you express yourself accordingly. In the world, like I said, is nothing more than a pool of consciousness. Every droplet has its purpose, just like snowflakes don't ever, fall in the wrong place. They all fall in the right place accordingly. So I mean, um, these instruments or this marching band, which is just pretty much it makes up the whole world, and everyone plays their own instrument. But as you know, the world is nothing more. It has a lot of negative ripples and a lot of negative bumps and nicks here and there, and so everyone's not playing their instrument. They're out of sync with the self, and then inevitably everyone will be out of sync. Well, most people will be out of sync with the self because many people just don't play their instrument. I mean, the instruments can be narrowed down in terms of just contributing to the marching band as percussion, woodwind, and brass. In percussions, you got your xylophone people. I mean, you have your timpanis. I mean, in the woodwind, you have your clarinet or your flutes. You got more than that. In your brass, you got your trumpets, your cornets, things like that, the tuba. So you pick what instrument fills your purpose. What fills that void that you think you feel because it's been your being has been shattered. And they take away that art early on, so you can't really express that instrument that you really truly want to express. So I mean, everyone has to pick their own instrument. Everyone has to pick their place in this world. That's just like, it's just finding your talent. Everyone has their own talent, but a lot of people want to be like someone else when they truly should be themselves. You know, you don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to whom you were yesterday. And at that point, you'll find peace because you're constantly looking inside yourself and you're finding that instrument that you feel comfortable with playing. Because once you find an instrument that you can pretty much have a certain groove to it and you can move to it and have that rhythmization with it, then you really have found peace. You're expressing the instrument. You're instructing or expressing the mind to play this certain tune, and everyone has their own vibration. I mean, you look at people, for instance, or persons. You break down persons. We're nothing more than elements of sound or elemental sound. And you break down person, per meaning just like through, and then sun, per sound, and sound requires a medium, which would be air, a more dense version of light, and we're expressing through this air, and then now you have life. So through that vibration, because the sound is nothing more than just a pulsation of energy or waves that vibrate through a medium, because sound requires a medium, and it's pulsating through that medium, and it's expressing itself. And that's who you are. That's what makes you so unique to everything else. Everyone has their own uniqueness that they bring to the table. No one should be as similar as people are now. I mean, you have people listen to the same music, just watching the same thing, and it's not by coincidence. It's by systematic design to get people to be attuned to their vibrations, so they can manifest through what they think is appropriate enough. And it's crucial and critical to take that art from you. So you have to really find yourself and find that art and find what vibrational medium that you want to express yourself through. You want to express yourself through their medium or through your medium, because you're a co-creator. So in essence, you create these things. So if you're manifesting outside yourself, you're not truly manifesting from the heart, from the being. You're manifesting from a level that's way more dense and a level that's not as, let's say, pure as it should be. And you're creating what they want you to create. And you create madness, violence, and you're just a conduit. So you should be the conductor, not the conduit. Pick your instrument wisely. I mean, you got people that want to be a part of percussion when they should be playing woodwind. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say play your role necessarily, but just pick your talent. Find yourself, and once we get on that whole not one track and in sync with ourselves, then the planet will, I guess you can say, will know peace and truth. And because everyone is playing their own instrument, and they picked up, instruments from the percussion family. They decided to pick up their clarinet and play it, and it's really vibrating accordingly and comfortably with inside themselves, and it's expressing through the medium. And that's when the marching band will once again be on track. It will be on one synchronized vibration, and that's what you truly want to be. Be a part of that. So pick your talent, find the instruments, because it's already inside yourself.